Hello, everyone. Welcome to Heart Center Tarot. As always, my name is Marina, and I will be your guide for this portion of the journey. Please help me welcome the other ladies that are joining me around the kitchen table as we chit chat about things. I've got Sherry, Voices from the Swamp, also known as Beth.
Hello.
We've got Cleo of
Hi.
Cleo the Seer, also known as Dorothy. We've got Judy of Judy's Healing Fire, who is
Hello.
here as Rose's cousin, and then yours truly, Sophia. Eh, Sophia says what she wants. So, welcome everyone to Golden Girls Coffee Klatch. Nice to see you here. Thank you for joining us. For those of you that are here already, just quickly, Jade Flowers, Maureen Damico, Laura Hammond Davis, Donna O'Brien, Patrick Duncan, Terry Mullins, Jackie B. Oh, Mimi Nee is here. Janet Jackson. Hey, Janet. Level Up Lady. Da, da, da. Alcia Rosea, Barb Fister saying hello from the East Coast. Hello. And I think that's it so far who have come in. We've got
Innocent Potato, did you say that?
Sorry?
Innocent Potato and Jeffro?
Oh,
and
Innocent
Artist
Potato. Yeah, they just came in. Yeah, Debbie Christensen. Absolutely. Quiltessa, Eileen, Mivs. Yeah, Artist Liz, Rashleen, Anita K. Hello, everyone. And yeah, thanks for being here with us. Before I forget, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Everyone's info is in the description of the video, so make sure that you go over to their YouTube channels and subscribe to them from the YouTube channel itself. That way, you know you're subscribed and you're not going to be dropped. So, before we get started here, Sherry, what have you got going on? What's happening on your channel?
Tomorrow I have Diane G is going to be on for another get together with some Akashic readings and healings that she does. She's real sweet. She's out of the Philippines. And just as sweet as can be, and a really good reader. And then Saturday is my monthly date with Nate. Will be live on my channel. And then Hush Up. And then I'll be a guest on Sun Psychic Jean's channel. And then Bobby Wild Raven Jarrow will be my guest, my co-host for the Slumber Party. And that's as far as I can remember. My book is not out.
Nice. And what's happening with you, Cleo?
This.
This.
And also, tomorrow, I guess I'm doing something with my sister for polyterology. I don't know if I'm actually on it or if I'm just in the background fielding questions or if I'm doing both. But at least I am actively participating in YouTube, and that's what I want to be doing right now.
Perfect. And how about you, Judy?
I'm going to be doing a class, actually. It's a 5-week class. It begins, on my notes here, October 5th through November 2nd. It's going to be Sunday evenings, beginning 7 p.m. Pacific, which is 10 p.m. Eastern, and then wherever you are in between, because I'm horrible at that. And it's really all about learning about energy and managing your energy and techniques for handling depression and anxiety, talking about crystals. We'll be talking about connecting to earth, connecting to spirit, setting boundaries, doing self-loving things. So there's a lot that's going to be in there, but that begins on October 5th. If you're interested in that, I have information in the post section of my channel, and then you can email me as well.
Perfect.
Are you teaching it or attending?
I'm teaching it.
Oh, okay. Awesome.
Excellent. Excellent. And I have on Saturday, it's the 10th Shine Your Light event. So please join me for that. We're starting at 6:30 p.m. Eastern time. And yeah, going to be doing a 4-hour event until we hit 7 o'clock p.m. in all the different time zones across North America. Looking forward to it. It's always a fun event with lots of good energy and good feeling and so on. And I will remind you guys, if you're interested in booking a reading with me, if you're interested in seeing some of the classes that I have on offer or some of the courses, the next Achieving Union, the 30-day course, starts on October 1st. And you can get information on all that at my website, marinasheartcentertarot.com. And yeah, take a look. And if you book a reading before the end of the month, you book it, you pay for it, you can have a reading in end of October, November. But you'll be at the current rate because my prices are going up as of October 1st. So there you go. That's
So
what's
book now.
Yes, yeah, book now. September is all booked. Most of October is booked. There are some bookings in December and November, but yeah, take a look. Take a look. So that's what's happening with me. And here we are. I thought the first thing that we might take a look at is, I don't know if most of you heard, but apparently former FBI Director James Comey was indicted today on 2 out of the 3 counts that the DOJ put forth. And that is making a false statement referring to the 2020 election, and also obstruction, but they didn't quite specify what kind of obstruction. And of course, yeah. And both of these, making a false statement, I thought, considering who is trying to indict him, that is rich.
Yeah, really.
That is rich. That takes some cojones to do that. So I thought, you know what? We might take a look at it and see, is this going to go anywhere? Or is this just going to be one of those, oh yeah, here you go. You're going after James Comey. You're going after anyone who doesn't bow down to dear leader, who doesn't say, oh yes, of course. No, you don't stink, your high holiness. You smell like roses,
Well, Marina, I have thought a little bit about this, and I even read something about it that said that everybody else that's tried to do this for Trump, because His Majesty is the one that's running the show here,
Yes.
because he doesn't like him, because he wants all his enemies. He sees them as an enemy. He wants these people to go to jail, or to just do something that they're going to get in trouble about. So the people have already gone into these indictments. They've already investigated Comey. They've already done all this stuff, and they couldn't come up with enough evidence of any kind. And actually, they just couldn't come up with evidence that suggested that anything was done wrong. So we'll see. I worry he's put a new person in there that
Yes.
a new person in there that is supposed to handle this.
Yeah, Lindsay
And
Halligan.
yeah, it's his own personal attorney, right? Trump's personal attorney. And so, she's now she just like, well, he wants to do it now. So she's run out there and said, here, we're going to do this.
Yes.
What worries me is what judges they get a hold of, how far they take this. You know, I got a feeling if something comes of it, it's because something has been misconstrued, or maybe even not true, not an honest
Yeah.
statement. So we'll just see, because there's no reason for it. It's a waste of
No.
time. It's
Exactly.
because it's his personal vendetta against a whole bunch of people in the country who don't, have gone against him. And I'm
Yes.
not saying that these people that went against him because he's Trump and they're picking on him. They went against him because they had evidence. I believe that Comey was the one that worked on the Russian interference
Yes.
and things like that. And, they're still denying that, and they're making such a big deal out of it, especially his little minions that back him up. And, you know, please.
Yeah.
We all know that that is absolutely true. They can say it's not true as many times as they want. It does not change what we've already seen. We already know. And Comey didn't come up with this on his own.
No.
That's not. So yeah, I don't see it. I don't necessarily, if they run it legally and honestly, it'll go nowhere. If they
No.
don't, they will draw it out and it'll become something different. But
Yes.
in the end, they just don't have.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure the people prior to this looked into it as thoroughly as they could, because they had Trump on their case. You better find something. They looked.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. There you go. Grand jury said there was nothing to indict him on yesterday, but today they indicted him on 2 out of the 3.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah. And Jeff Rose said that he just saw it all. When it all started, that it's been placed before a Biden-appointed judge. Hey.
So hopefully
that's
that means
helpful.
he'll be a little bit more
Honest.
fair-minded about it.
Yes. Yeah. Absolutely. And
Who
I
think-
hope.
I drew a couple of cards on it.
Yeah.
The first thing I got was controlled puppet, which is basically what the current occupant is looking for, are controlled puppets. Those are the only ones he wants around him, are the ones whose strings he can pull. And then I got politicians and government. Yeah, that rings true. Then I got support assistant. So he's looking at trying to pull in extra support around himself by going after these people. Sorry, my brother must have just woke up. Then I got shifting alliances. So there's a real good chance we're going to see Comey switching sides on a lot of things, because he's a very conservative Republican, always has been. And then I got the Queen of Swords, which is unbiased judgment, followed by the Star, which I can't show very long because you'll see her bits and pieces, and YouTube will pick at us for that. So I forgot to draw clothes on her. I gotta go back and go through all my cards that have naked ladies and put bathing suits.
Exactly. Put bathing suits on them. Totally.
Is that not the most ridiculous thing ever?
It is. It is. Yeah. And what'd you get, Judy?
So I got, interestingly, the 3. Got Knight of Pentacles. So, I mean, the Knight is an action card, and Pentacles, of course, are everything that's Earth, which includes politics, it includes government, it includes money, it includes all these things on our earthly plane. But, the horse is just kind of standing there, hanging out. He's not really moving forward and doing much. But it's followed by 10 of Wands, which is a lot of burdens on his back.
Yes.
Right. So it probably stresses Comey out only because he knows he's a target. Right. But on the other hand, legally, they've got nothing. Right. So the third card, which I thought was fabulous, is the Judgment card. I just think they've got nothing. They don't have anything. And I think,
Right.
I personally think Trump F-45, excuse me, knows that he is not long for a dirt nap, and he's trying to throw as much out there. One, for the Epstein distraction, any shiny thing he can throw out, but two, to get as many enemies as he can before he goes out. But at the end of the day, they got nothing. I mean, really.
Yeah, it is another distraction on his part.
It is.
That he
It's all
loves
it
to
is.
do that. Who knows what it is about this time? But I'm sure everybody saw that his speech for NATO was like the biggest
What a
embarrassment
joke. It was
that I've
gross.
ever seen. And it's just
Yeah.
amazing that he just sat there for an hour and lied and lied and lied, and people are
But that's
just
what he
like,
does.
I didn't hear hardly anything about it on local news or and I no I not
Yeah.
hardly I heard nothing on local
No.
Yeah.
news around here. I mean, it's just it's just a stupid thing. And when I tried to watch it because it interfered with the Today program that I was watching, and uh,
Yeah.
and they just I spent maybe 15 minutes on it, and I went, no, and I just turned it. I just wasn't interested because I couldn't believe it. He was just sitting there lying and thinking, these people know from other countries, they're listening to it too. They know it's a lie, and they're just letting it go because it's
Yeah.
Trump.
Well, and all he did was sit there and insult other countries of, I know these things. There's the best
Yeah.
selling novel ever is Trump is always right. And I know I am. I'm always right. And your countries are garbage, and they're gonna, you need to control these because you're gonna fail. And I mean, that's all he did was his,
Yeah.
looked
His,
at him
his
like,
usual his usual
okay,
stick
man.
of project.
Yeah, well, yeah.
So yeah, on Comey, I asked, is this going to go anywhere? And I got no. I thought that was, you don't
Straight
really
up.
need much more than that. No. And I thought, well, I'll pull one more card, and I got shifting dynamics. So I think that kind of says it all. No, it's not going to go anywhere. But for the next few days, it'll give some of those people that are on the other news networks an opportunity to talk about all the things that could happen, and so on and so forth. This
Well, it's like you got shifting dynamics. I got shifting alliances.
yes,
So yeah.
yeah, things are not going to go the way that they thought they were going to go. But you know what? You got to keep the baby entertained, because you don't want the baby to have that. Yeah, to have that temper tantrum. So yeah, okay, look, this is what we're doing. But
What you want?
Marina, you said it would give the other people something to talk about. You mean the ones left from the rapture?
yeah, yes, yeah, those, yes, absolutely.
Got it.
Those of us who were left behind, yes.
Yeah.
That's right. Didn't make the grade. Didn't make the grade, and I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. And something else that I had on my list that we could chat about, and actually someone brought it up here. Hold on, I want to.
Calling up all the generals. That one.
Yeah. Hold on. Where are we? Anyway, it was about Hegseth calling in all the
Oh yeah.
all the generals, high-ranking officials, and yeah, they're apparently going to be meeting in Quantico and on Tuesday, September 30th, and blah blah blah.
And they're probably going to get fired. I mean, I think that's the idea. Bring them all together. They're talking about bringing people in from all over the world. That wherever
over the
we've got
world.
these high officials there, and he wants to have a little conversation with them because his boss wants them to be replaced by his people.
Yes.
And this actually, when I read that, I thought that was pretty scary, what he's doing. he's trying to take control of the country and the world, basically, but
Yeah.
he is trying to do all he can to make sure that he's got a whole bunch of people on his side. It's almost
Mhm.
like, did somebody put a little bug in his ear and say, you know what? The military is going to eventually take you down. So he's
Yeah.
like, no, okay, I'll just get rid of him.
Yeah.
Well, I think he's going to try to have them sign new loyalty statements because they're loyalties to the Constitution, and we can't have that.
Yeah.
But
That's yeah.
having had a great deal of family members in every branch of the military, they're smart. Sometimes they're smart about the ones that for stuff like this. You can bet there's people that go, yeah, sure, we'll sign a loyalty thing, and then it's gonna be, do this mission, and magically they run out of gas just before they get there, or oops, we forgot the ramp to put down, or it's
Yeah.
ways to backdoor sabotage stupid decisions. They're
Part of the three things that have come up in terms of why he might be calling them there was that to put all of them through physical fitness testing, which doesn't
rich.
feel right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Commander-in-Chief, you first.
That escalator, one flight.
Yes. That he wants them together so that he can kind of give them an update on the state of the Department of Defense. And then the third likely thing was mass firings.
Mhm.
In the case of mass firings, the feeling that I get is there are a lot of people in, yes, every branch of the military that are loyal to their leaders, that will follow their leaders. So, you go in there and all of a sudden you start getting rid of some of these high-ranking generals and military people. There is going to be pushback from the regular garden variety soldier who says, no, I know General so-and-so, and that's who they're loyal to. I think that the other idea is, yes, Hexeth knows that he's on his way out, just like Cash Patel is like, oh man, can't count the days, right? So I think that they're trying to corral everyone together in terms of, no, this is what we have to say, this is what we have to do, so on. Could be bringing up the idea of possible military action in some parts of the world and just feel them out. How would they feel about that? Is this something that they could maybe sell to their subordinates?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's going to work. I think that when they get there, some of those generals are smart enough to come prepared. They're not going to be facing Hegseth as individuals. They're going to be doing it as a collective, as a group. And I think that they're going to be prepared to reveal his corruption, call him on the spot, and they're going to take a very swift, what does that say? Unwavering stance, where it's going to be, dude, no, we don't follow DJT, we follow the Constitution. So I think that this, and having so many people of such high rank in the same place That's
That's
not
going
going
to
to
be
work.
interesting. Yeah.
That's going to be interesting. Yeah.
Well, I
Well,
know
you
I
know,
drew a few cards on it, and I'm sorry, Melanie, I thought you were done. Go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, and the last thing that I got was fraudulent conduct. They're not stupid. They're not stupid. They're preparing. They've got until Tuesday to prepare. Yeah. Sorry. Go ahead,
Yep.
Sherry.
Uh, First thing I drew was the Nine of Cups reversed. So we're looking at, smugness, which is his normal way of being, dissatisfaction, indulgence. This is all to indulge him and his ego. And then I got the what is this? The Six of Cups reversed. So we're looking at, living in the past. He's wanting he thinks that everyone is going to bow down to Almighty T-Man, and they're just going to, worship and praise him, like he's the one that the rapture is being held for. Um, and then I got leadership battle, because I really get the strong feeling he's not going to be with us much longer. And thereupon is when the battles are going to begin, especially between VP Maybelline Man and Mr. Miller, who can't stand each other. And Mr. Miller is not going to be willing to let go of his control, which he's got full control of the current occupant. Because all of this crazy crap, this is all coming from Miller being, put into that little earworm in the current occupant's brain there.
Yeah.
Then I got peace treaty. Now, I'm not sure whose peace treaty they're working on, but I think there may be some false attempts to try to get some peace in some of the places. After the UN debacle, most of the world leaders pretty much washed their hands of him and were like, yeah, dude, you're out. I keep waiting for them to kick us out of everything, And then the last thing I got was big city. So again, I really feel like he's going to keep attacking the big cities, especially the blue ones.
Yes.
Because that's his whole point, is to get control of them, which works with the last card, control puppet.
Again.
So, yeah, again.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, so didn't he say that he has stopped the wars in 7 different countries?
Yes, absolutely. And
Totally
he deserves
unrelated to each other, too.
And
Yeah.
it just didn't happen. It was just a complete fabrication, and it just amazed me that he had the gall to say that. What he did do something. Is he brought some of the leaders from those countries together and tried to say, let's have peace or something. And they said, oh, okay, sure, here, where do I sign? Yep, all right, okay, see ya. And then they went right back to what they were already doing. They paid no attention to him at all. The only place that did pay a little bit of it, or did have a little bit of success of slowing things down with their war or whatever it was. Actually, it wasn't even really a war. I can't remember which countries it was. But anyway, they just said, yeah, they did come up with some stuff, had nothing to do with Trump. So his little thing about, I brought peace to 7 different wars. I'm like, wow, I never heard that before until you said it.
Yes.
So, and then I find out, no.
One of those wars was between Azerbaijan and Albania.
Yeah, they're like,
not even close. And because he couldn't pronounce Azerbaijan. And I think what he, So I'm so busy making peace all over the world. I can't remember the names of the places where I have brought peace. and unity, love, compassion. That's what I'm all about. Vote for me for Nobel Peace Prize.
Why don't I get the thanks I deserve?
Yes, yeah, they're not grateful enough. Yeah.
Well, it's just amazing that he said that, and it's amazing that he said it on a world stage, and at the same time putting down NATO, because he said, well, NATO hasn't helped me at all or helped anybody else. They've done nothing. And here I am. I have just saved the world of 7 different wars. Although the ones that we're most interested in, that we're all aware of, is between Ukraine and Russia, and also between Gaza and
Israel.
Israel. Yeah. So there you have it. The two that we hear the most about never came up. And we're talking about small little things. Like one of them was saying that they weren't even in a war. There was like an argument or something, that nobody was being shot at or anything like that. So it's just amazing to me that he gets away with saying that kind of crap and looking around like, look what I did. I'm thinking, look what you did. You lied to everybody in the world. And you made us look completely stupid. And it's just, it's really embarrassing. Really embarrassing for the country to do that kind of thing.
Yes.
I like what Debbie Christensen said. For people so wrapped up in porn, rape, and other sexual misconduct, we have to draw clothes on cards.
Yes.
Pathetic. Yes.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. So what'd you get, Judy?
I got Knight of Wands. So with all the chaos going on in the background, the generals are like, really? Really? This is what you're pulling me halfway around the world for? Really? You know, I really feel like he's going to make them, do some loyalty test or sign a loyalty piece of paper. Some are going to like, yeah, I'm out. But I also really feel like as a collective, they know that the good ones can't all leave because they get replaced with the not good ones, right? Because a lot of the military is MAGA. I mean, they are. They're fed Fox News all day, all night. That is the only news source they get. So that's what they're fed. But they can all stay there and kind of sidestep it. Fine, we'll do the parade. Squeak, squeak,
squeak. Yeah,
we'll do the parade for you, buddy. Right, that kind of thing. They'll do that stuff and do like the minor sabotage stuff until they, Hedgehog gets bugged and fires them, or F-45, whatever. But that's what I feel like they're doing. They're just kind of like, okay, sure, buddy, Captain Chaos, you keep doing your thing, and we're here for you, pal. But then I also get I'm going to cover this up because there might be enough naked body that YouTube gets upset, but I treat this. So I feel like, they're the ones that I do feel like some are going to leave, but a lot of them are going to stay and just play the game and be left to their own devices because of using their intuition in the moment. When things happen and when things come up of what's the best case scenario out of this, since they aren't going to have clear leadership. They are the leadership that has to, hopefully enough of them with enough experience and enough other global connections, because they do war games with each other and with other countries. So they have their personal relationships that they've developed over the last 20, 30 years that they've been doing this, right? So, they'll have to use their intuition and use their, sidestep how they're communicating with each other. Yeah, Big Orange Baby wants us to do this, but here's how we're going to handle it. Don't worry about it. I got you, kind of deal. But I do feel like, to a large degree, Eight of Swords, they feel like they're being restricted because he's an idiot, and and they're having to like figure this out, but he's tying their hands and he's trying to blindfold them, and he's really restricting what they can do on their own. And that's why I feel like they're going to have to use their intuition for a lot of this stuff, but really just let him do his big orange bad chaos and make him feel like he's big man on campus. And okay, Mr. T, you got this. But they are restricted for right now. Absolutely. Also, everybody knows that his time is limited, and it's just a matter of time until he takes a dirt nap. And then while the others aren't great, there's enough coming out with Election Truth Alliance, with the other corruption stuff, with all this stuff that they're not going to be there very long, and nobody likes fans.
No, well, exactly. The other thing too to consider is, let's say, Hegseth does have all of them, 800 of them, or however many there are. And he says, you are all out of a job effective tomorrow. Mm-hmm. And they replace all of these high-ranking generals with years and years and years of experience with people who, just basically got out of basic training. And Russia says, hey, I have a great idea. Let us attack the United States. Come on, boys, let's go. Who's going to be there to lead the military, the Navy? Who? You're going to have some 21-year-old guy who goes by the nickname of Big Balls? You're going to take orders from him? You're going to say, yes, sir, I'm going to go die on that hill because you told me to? No. Yeah, I think these people have been through enough, even though I think that probably there's a good majority of them, or at least some of them, that are Trump supporters. Mm-hmm. But they're also going to look after their own butts.
Mm-hmm. Well, some things have come up, like where they've bombed these boats that are that are supposedly filled with drugs and stuff. And I see this one report, and they're showing the filming of it, that they just exploded the boat. Then a little bit later, they show a picture of rows and rows and rows of cocaine. I'm like, well, wait a minute, where did that come from? And they're acting like it came from the boat that they just blew to smithereens. Plus, that's how they're using the military, and Trump's coming out and saying, yep, we got them. We got the drugs. They were just terrible people, and they were coming across with, they were going to let all these drugs flow into the country. And I'm like, where did you get this idea? And let's say that they actually did have drugs.
Where did they get the drugs if the boats got blown to smithereens?
Exactly. Why show a stupid picture like that? Do you think people are just dumbbells? I mean, like, wow, look at all the drugs they got, and they blew up that boat. The good thing it didn't come into the country. No, I don't know what he's doing with this, but that's the kind of thing that he's going to use the military for. Like you already mentioned, Marina, about going into the cities and stuff in the United States. But outside of this, it'll be just Trump randomly saying, yeah, you know what, go bomb this, go bomb that, go shoot this guy, put this other guy in prison. And that's just the way he wants it to be. So,
and
if that happens.
He is... cognitively, he is in such a decline that if they were to tell him that A happened, he would believe it. Oh, did you go in there? Did you do that? Did you get rid of all the people I told you to? Yes, sir, we sure did. They won't be bothering you anymore. They're gone. They're gone. They left with the rapture. They're gone. They're waiting for you. And he would absolutely buy it and believe it. And pat himself on the back for having done such a great job of ridding everyone of these people. So, yes, the concept of the things that he said at the UN, and all these countries, they're going to hell because they're not controlling this, they're not controlling that. And at the same time, he wanted them all to stop buying oil from Russia. Yeah. That's the way that we're going to end the war in Ukraine. Stop buying oil from Russia. And he did say that he's thinking about putting more sanctions and things on Russia. Well, how about don't think about it? How about just do it? And you want to be the leader in the world? Why don't you get out there and lead and do that instead of, telling the European countries stop buying oil? When really the European countries, they combined, they buy about 6% of their oil from Russia. China, on the other hand, buys 47% of their oil from Russia.
Mm-hmm.
India buys 38% of their oil from Russia. Why don't you leave the other countries alone and go after China and India and tell them to stop doing that? Because they would probably fight back and it wouldn't be good. So, he goes after that that low-hanging fruit, So,
And
go ahead.
oh, I was going to say, and the scariest thought with all of this, with the generals and bringing all of these upper military people in, is because he's trying, or maybe not him as much as Miller, trying to get a real feel on how far they're going to be willing to go, because he's in the process of putting activated military in a lot of these big cities. And why would you do that? Because we have elections coming up.
Mm-hmm.
And how do you stop people from voting? Well, you put all of the election places under military guard. You have to jump through all these extra hoops just to go in and place your vote. How many people you think are going to show up at the polls to vote if there's military garrisons there from state border to state border saying you got to prove this, and this, just go into the building and place your vote?
Well, I think Gavin Newsom addressed this situation and
He sure
said that
did.
he said that
He sure
that
did.
Trump is doing everything he can to rig the elections.
Yeah,
So
absolutely. He did an interview with a podcast, a Republican podcast today. That's what I saw. That's how I heard about it, where he was like, why the hell do you think he's doing this with all of the cities? And when he started laying it out, it was like the light bulb went off. I went, holy shit, I didn't even think in those terms. But yeah.
I did a reading on him when he first, blew up the Venezuelan boat, drug runner, whatever. So first of all, if that did happen, don't you think Venezuela would be upset? That's first red flag. Second is, what came out in my reading was this was old footage. This isn't current event.
Yeah, of course it was. Old footage.
That
ding, 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 ding,
whether
ding.
or not he realizes it, going back to what Marina said, whether or not he realizes it's old footage or not, I don't know. But what came out of that reading was this was old footage. This is not a current event. That's why Venezuela is not upset, because it didn't happen. That's the story that they want to get out.
Yes.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Everything is so convoluted that when you take a step back, when you kind of remove yourself from being emotionally involved in the situation and just look at it as if you were watching a movie and you're just getting to know the different characters, you can see that so much of it is staged, is based on lies, is based on fear. The more that I can make the population be afraid, the more that I can control them.
It's a reality show.
Yeah. It's do you want people to come into your country and start taking your guns? Because that's what they're going to do. They're going to take your guns. Yeah. So
when it's always the white men who go in and do that stuff anyway.
Because so much of MAGA thinks that he is the orange Jesus. isn't it kind of suspicious that he didn't get raptured too?
I know.
I know. I know.
He
So close to it
first one to
too.
be taken up.
And
But
that's
you
what
know
I was thinking too. When he finally takes a dirt nap, it's going to be, oh, Rapture finally came for the orange one. Because with CK, that his memorial service was just a fundraiser. That's all that was. Giant grift.
Yeah.
I
This was yeah. It's hard to sometimes put words to it because it's how can otherwise intelligent people who have functioned and have built some kind of a life for themselves and for their family be so willing to give away their sovereignty to follow someone that really is, a couple marbles short of a bag, and you're letting him decide how you're going to lead your life, and you're okay with that? Like it's wild. It's wild. But then I think psychologically too, with a lot of them, is they don't have to take responsibility for anything that happens, right? They didn't make bad choices. It was the people who led them. It was the people who told them. It was, you always find someone else to blame. So you do the typical F-45 thing. It wasn't me. It was everybody around me.
It's a stupid libtard's fault.
Exactly. And I'll tell you, I don't know about you, but my personal feeling is that the reason that the rapture didn't happen was because that G.D. Biden put a stop to it.
It's Obama. It's Obama's fault. Or Hillary.
They were all in on it. That's why.
Conspiracy. It's a witch hunt.
Yes. Yeah, totally. Otherwise, everyone's going to be up there.
So did you guys all see where Trump, well, first of all, Kamala Harris put out her book, and she's doing a book tour right now. And so Trump called Kamala Harris dumb as a rock for claiming that the 2024 election was the closest race in the 21st century. And he expects an apology from her. Now, I don't, I don't know. I don't know if I was reading that and I thought, did she really say that? That doesn't really sound like something she would say in a book, but she should bring it up. I don't know about the closest race in the 21st century. And I thought, okay, so let's say she did say that. I'm thinking she's just trying to poke the bear. She's just trying to piss him off because she's not doing anything. She's just writing a book. She's not running for any office. She's made it clear. She's not running for any office, which I think will change. But for right now, that's what she's doing. And he's removed all her security and stuff, so she doesn't have that anymore, which is absolutely horrible that he's done this to everybody. Biden, Clinton, Bush.
But yet when Biden and Harris took office in 2020, he pitched a fit because they removed security from the Trump kids.
Yes.
Except for Barron because he was still underage at that time.
Revenge.
But for the four older kids, they removed. They're like, what? Why do you need security?
Oh, so this is why he did it in the first place, just to get retribution, just to get back.
Of course. Everything with him is retribution.
Yes.
Everything.
Yes.
Yes, Catherine. The stitches were very loose.
I just thought, I think this is Kamala. She could write anything she wants in there, and to me, I just thought, I bet it's just her way to poke the bear, just like a big fu, But also,
she's gonna do that every chance she gets.
Yeah, and Newsom, he's doing the same thing where he put out those pictures where he's pretending to be king and stuff, just mocking Trump.
He's been brilliant in this stuff. Absolutely brilliant.
That's what we've been wanting them to do, and they're all just,
they're throwing Trump's crap back at him. They're doing the same thing Trump did, they're throwing it right back.
Yes.
10, 15 Democrats in total, House, Senate, whatever, who have truly been fighting back and getting out in front of crap and saying, no, no, I'm calling BS on that, because these are the facts. I mean, I just watched a thing with Jasmine Crockett in one of the committee hearings where the Republican was just laying down this line of horse crap that you wouldn't believe. And it was her turn to talk, and she said, okay, well, first let's go back to the facts. And she literally sat there and took apart his entire thing point by point by point with facts, which made him become furious and try to say ugly things that in which had other people, even one of them a Republican, jump to her defense and say, hey, this isn't personal.
Yep.
You know,
She is living rent-free inside his head 26 hours a day.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Her and
Metro says, yeah, I'm going to make a call now that they're going to trot Barron out as autistic and swear it's Tylenol's fault. Yeah.
And I want to say something on that. I did a whole video on that too. I looked into it because when you got to think with him, the only time he calls a company out or an individual out or a situation out is if they've said no to him, because we all know that no doesn't mean no to F-45, right? And so I started looking into it, and like why would he poke that brand? What would they say no about? Well, I found out there have been discussions about creating Trump branded medication, pharmaceuticals.
Oh, God.
So what do you want to bet? They said no. And now he's targeting them. Because this would be a government supported or facilitated platform, yes, not a company that manufactures its own. So he needs the manufacturers. Yeah. So yeah. But that's my and then I did a reading on it, and that supported it was they said no to him and he's not happy. So that's just trying to control it.
Absolutely.
That actually makes brilliant sense.
Yeah. Marina is spiritual coach says, yeah, absolutely. Dr. Oz owns the competition to Tylenol.
There you go.
Shout to him. Yeah. But there's something. No. It's all about money. It always is.
Always, always, always. Yeah, always is. So I just, yeah.
It's
well, today apparently, yeah, he met with Erdogan, the president, whatever, of Turkey, and again was telling Erdogan that, you know, Turkey needs to stop buying Russian oil. Again, they buy like 6%. And that, you know, there's a deal to be made because Turkey wants to buy some F-35s from the U.S. And that's exactly what I said. So, yeah. So
my brother tends to make very cryptic comments as he walks through that just happens to get what you were just saying. So
exactly. Wonderful.
We agree.
So yeah, Turkey wants to buy these F-35s. Now they were able to buy them in the past. But they're in 2019, they were expelled from the program where they were able to produce some of the parts for those warplanes after they acquired defense systems from Russia. Mm-hmm. In 2020, a bill was passed saying, no, Turkey can't acquire any more F-35s unless the U.S. could verify that they were no longer or that they had given up using the defense systems out of Russia. So here's Trump saying, basically, hey, you want some F-35s?
Yep, that's
Look,
exactly it.
I got some F-35s. This is what I need you to do. Now, for Turkey, it's 6%. It's not a whole lot for them to say, okay, we're going to stop buying the oil from Russia. It doesn't do anything to affect the war in Ukraine, which Russia is losing. They are absolutely losing. So, do we? What's the sense in terms of is Turkey going to capitulate and actually stop buying oil from Russia, or are they going to tell DJT to sit on it and rotate? It's only 6%, and either you give us the F-35s, or maybe we'll get them from another country. And yes, innocent potato, Dr. Oz is Turkish.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know
what
that.
that's all about. Yeah. Orange Taco is going to Ukraine side. I saw that Orange Taco is going to Ukraine side to fight the war. Yeah. I'll believe it when I see it. I'll
You mean that war's still going on? I thought that he said he was going to end that war. Its first day in office or
Thursday,
something ridiculous like that.
before he's even sworn in.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
oh, you mean that didn't happen? Oh,
No, it didn't happen because Biden
First
put a
part,
kibosh to it.
I'm sorry, say that again.
I said it didn't happen because Biden put a kibosh to it.
oh, damn it! Again, Biden stepped
That
up
was
like that.
Obama's fault.
Yes, God
Dang it,
forbid.
Hillary.
Yes.
All right, well, I drew a few cards on this. The first thing I got was unwavering stance. So, you got it too? Damn. Okay, well,
Wow.
spirits targeted, followed by targeted attack,
So
followed by banking currency. This is a way to put a few more dollars in his pocket.
Yes.
And ending with celebrate success, or at least he thinks he's going to celebrate success.
Yeah.
I do not see that with other cards that I have drawn. I do not see covert corruption, public life burnout. Yeah, no. He's cooked.
Yeah. He doesn't have the pull he thinks he does. He's a legend in his own mind. Everybody else is laughing at him and pointing at him, and yeah. So what you got, Cleo?
Well, what haven't I got? I mean, I'm still thinking about Biden. Why he's been such an interference with Biden, that he's done so. Like the way he handled the pandemic.
Yeah.
Where he just went ahead and he forced everybody to get vaccinated, and suddenly the world came out of a pandemic and got back on their feet and stuff. Biden really screwed up there. And then,
Big time.
they keep bringing up they do bring up things that they think Biden didn't do right. And I'm thinking, but did you bring up any of the stuff that he did do right?
No.
Which is just about everything he did and the way he did it. Now you've got somebody that is just a complete dictator about the whole thing. What is going on with these tariffs?
Emphasis on the dick part.
Yes.
Yeah. and that, with all these tariffs, that the economy is gonna, there's gonna be inflation. There's gonna be hard times for a lot of people. And, he's sitting around going, wow, the government just took in billions and billions of dollars. No, you took in billions of dollars from the U.S. consumer. That's who paid that billions and billions of dollars. So,
yeah.
we're not hearing about any of that.
Yeah.
And the fact that he called Kamala Harris dumb as a rock, I just thought, who is calling the kettle black? I mean,
She got
what?
more brains in her big toe than he's got in his whole body his whole life. I mean,
And his potato.
and he knows it, and that's what bugs the hell
Well,
out.
and they just keep bringing up stuff about as he's on, on the internet about Trump just embarrassed us again, or embarrassed himself, or
Yes.
made a misquote, or slurred his words, or stepped off a plane and couldn't walk. I mean, he just has done all these different things, and he's got the audacity to call Kamala Harris dumb as a rock. And I'm thinking, well, I'm kind of glad that he did what he did, because a lot of people now will want to run out and buy her book.
Yes. Yes, exactly. Just to find out what it was that she did say.
Yeah.
It's been out of stock on Amazon since they started the pre. I tried to go in 2 months ago and pre-buy it, and it was out of stock.
Out of stock.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm like, how the hell going to be out of stock? They haven't printed it yet. But
Yeah,
Go
he
figure.
is. Yeah, he is.
Oh,
not-
and somebody just remind me here. They're talking about the escalator when he was at the NATO thing, and the escalator stopped. It stopped because the escalator thought it saw a safety issue. Was somebody was standing at the top of the escalator
It was
taking.
his person that did it.
yeah, what? Yeah, his videographer.
It was his person.
And do you
that-
think that he would go? Yeah, videographer. You
Yes.
would think that he would come back and say, well, that was maybe a little bit of an error on his part.
No.
But no, he just wants to
He's a
bitch and moan
narcissist. They
about
don't
it.
do that.
And he never, nobody screwed up except him complaining about it.
Yeah.
what was so
Exactly.
beautiful about it, though, is that as he went to step on it, it stopped. And as he stepped off of it at the top after climbing the stairs, it started back up again.
Oh, perfect. I didn't know that. I did not know that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that
So
part.
whoever was in control of the button,
Yeah.
was beautiful at it. I mean, they made a
Absolutely.
statement without making a statement.
Well, actually, it was just a safety feature of that elevator. I mean, it's probably got like electronic eyes, gizmos that say, no,
Probably.
don't just stop, instantly stop it for safety. And
Yes.
instead of him being appreciative that somebody is trying to make sure that something doesn't happen to him, he wants to bitch and moan about the stupidest things.
He's a
What was the
narcissist.
second?
That's
There
what
was
they
there was
do.
two things. There was two things.
Teleprompter. The teleprompter.
Oh yeah, the teleprompter.
It's a conspiracy.
You
Hillary
can't
did that one.
function without the damn teleprompter.
Yeah, and he was supposed to talk for 15 minutes.
He talked
and he
for an
talked
hour.
for an hour,
An
and-
hour.
repeating the same thing over and over and over again. And
Lying,
You know,
lying,
again,
lying.
I did this.
You're
Yeah.
all idiots. Your countries are all going to hell because
Yeah.
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 I'm the smart one. You need to do what I do.
It's
Yeah.
so
I've been
embarrassing.
treated
I was
so
going to give
badly.
you marble. They gave you travertine. I was going to give you mahogany. They gave you plastic.
And he's even still bitching that Jimmy Kimmel came back on the
Yeah. Oh, yes.
on TV. Which, by the way, I just saw before I came on here that Jimmy Kimmel and Stephen Colbert want to start their own network.
Yeah.
And Simon Cowell has jumped on the bandwagon and offered money and help and stuff because he would know how to do something like that.
Exactly.
So I'm hoping that happens to be like a
Yeah.
whole new YouTube or something, but maybe not streaming, just a new network.
Yeah.
But yeah,
They'll be fine.
Yeah,
It'll be fine.
I'm in there. He got, I think before Tuesday, was it Monday or Tuesday when Kimmel came back? Before
Tuesday.
that, okay, up until then, his highest audience rating or audience views or whatever was in the 700,000 range. That show that he did was 6.8 million.
I love it. I love it. Yeah, Stephen was part of his bit of, they canceled us because of ratings. Well,
Yeah.
no. How are these
Yep.
ratings?
How do you like me now?
Yeah.
yeah.
I wanted to say something on that. I was looking for my notes and I couldn't find them because I was trying to remember the name of the country. There's a country that's right where Russia staged all of its equipment before they invaded Ukraine, and that was integral in the company that is owned that does oil in India and some of the others.
Oh,
So there's a connection there that's connected with Russia on the oil front. It's a company that has
okay.
stations, I don't know what you call them,
That would
in
make
different
sense.
countries, and he wants everybody to do business with this country. And he also, one of the countries regarding the F-35s that had sanctions, those sanctions were lifted, and now they are able to sell to Russia. But F-45 lifted their sanctions.
Yes.
So while he didn't lift Russian sanctions, he lifted this country's sanctions so they could sell to Russia. So it's all this, oh, it wasn't me, but it is him.
Wow.
Yeah. And then I drew some cards on the thing too. And so we have Queen of Pentacles, which, he's F-45 is going to take care of his own and his own deals and his own interests. And,
Yes.
people need to stop asking why or why do you think this way or can't you see, because he doesn't care. He's a narcissist. He cares about money and he cares about himself, period, end of story. Nobody else is a thought or an interest. That's not, he's a psychopath. It's not a thing. But he is taking care of his own interests, his own money, his own politics, everything here, but followed by treason, because I do feel like he will get charged treason, even post-mortem. Him and the whole regime is going to have treason charges that they're going to be staring down. And the final one is judgment.
Yes.
So they can try to push all this narrative all they want, but do what you can while he's still on this side of the dirt, kids, because it's not long.
Yeah. Yeah. So there you go. Well, folks, we are over an hour, and this has been a fabulous, lively discussion that I have enjoyed very, very much. And I just want to leave you guys with something that, for those people who were upset that they weren't raptured because, Jesus said, I just want to point this out to you.
I love that so much.
Yes.
I want one. I love
just so you know. Yeah, that's not what he said.
I love that so much.
Anyway, thank you, ladies. Thank you, Sherry and Cleo and Judy, and thank you all of you for being here with us. I appreciate it. I'll remind you again, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channels. And we are going to see you in 2 weeks' time when we will let you know on whose channel we're going to be. Haven't decided that yet. I think it could be, maybe it'll be Cleo, maybe it'll be Sherry. Well, we'll let you know.
What date is that?
That will be on the 9th, October the 9th.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So there. Okay. Take care, everyone. Have a great rest of your evening. Enjoy the weekend coming up, and we'll see you later. Bye for now. Bye.